Hey guys, I am the last Bob. He's Christian the Show Towers, and this is Show and Tell Comic Review. We buy boxes of random comics from comic book stores all over the U.S. and review what they send us. You know how social media works. Look what we got.
Hi, welcome to the future.
Today's comic is called Hadrian. It was published by Image Comics. It was written by Kyle Higgins and Alex Siegel. The artist was Rod Reese. The narrative follows an investigator named Simon who is addicted to painkillers. Simon is approached by an old colleague named Marshall on behalf of a company named Antares. Antares is a space-based company that searches the far reaches of space for star clusters with exploitable minerals. In a dystopian future when the remaining dwellings on Earth are referred to as colonies, and the planet that humans have made their new home is called Theta. Antera is seeking to hire Simon to investigate the death of an astronaut, who is none other than the man who once shot him and eventually married his ex-wife. Simon accepts the mission with the hopes of securing the handsome compensation and thereby securing his future supply of painkillers. As Simon investigates, both the evidence on the ship and the co-workers of the deceased astronaut arouse his suspicions that there may be foul play involved. The issue ends with a person breaking into Simon's quarters and tossing all his painkillers down the sink, proving that Simon's suspicions may not be out of place. Now that we know what the comic's about, Bob, what do you got for us, man?
Dude, it took me an hour to get through that. It's a detective story in space. I mean, what else can you say other than I love the art?
Oh man, all right, Bob. Let's hear it.
I was looking forward to it, man. Whatever was going on in my head, all thoughts were all lies. It just wasn't playing out. It was, I don't know, I just thought it was a lot of talking for nothing, not a lot of story, I know there was story building in the dialogue, but it was just so much of it, man. Well, I'll show you as we go through what I'm talking about. I'll throw some panels up on the page and go through some of the stuff. It's just like they would take 2 pages to make 1 point, it would seem like a waste of paper. I mean, for the story, the story itself. I love the art, man. I thought the art was pretty awesome. But what do you think, man? You loved it,
dude. What's funny is that I felt the complete opposite way.
Yeah, I knew it.
I loved the story, but I did not like the art.
What?
If you want to throw down in fisticuffs, fine. I've got Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary waiting for you, right here.
I thought you would love the art.
No, man. The thing is look, I see what they were going for, but the problem with this art is that you could tell that the artist really focused too much on how good each detail was going to look, that he didn't focus on the fact that every picture looks stagnant. These guys, no humans stand the way these guys move the way these guys move.
I was going to get into that. When I'm talking about the art, I'm talking about the first few scenes, the cover for one. I like the cover.
The cover's good.
The astronaut, dying in space. I like that. The scene and the establishing shot in Seattle. For what year is it? 2085. I like that. But once you got into the storytelling of it, the art got just as boring as the story itself for me. Like, for instance, this very first page as the story starts. I mean, they argue for 2 pages with this clerk. He argues with his clerk. Well, it felt like 2 pages. It was only 1 page, but it felt like 2 pages. About math.
Yeah. That was just the writer's way of establishing that this guy was financially struggling because of his addiction to painkillers.
It could have been as simple as bumping into a bum and being like, bro, you got a quarter? I'd be like, man, I'm just as busted as you are. You know what I mean? And walk off and like say it in a meaningful way and not in this nice suit because he doesn't seem like he's broke. He's got a nice place. He seems dressed all right. You know what I mean? I don't know what nice looks like in 2085, but I mean, he's obviously not homeless. So
yeah, the thing is that like, remember how I told you that when you sent me the comic, like all the pages were out of order?
Right, yeah.
My first impression
not
of
my
this.
fault, guys.
I wanted this to be professional.
My first impression of this comic was actually page 9. You see, like when they walk through the door, like his friend is like holding this walkie-talkie, and he's like looking to the distance, but he's so stiff, like he looks like a corpse.
Right.
You know, and then in the next panel, you can see that the backgrounds were all done with this like digital program. You know, like it almost looks like
they're not there. They're not really there. Like when TikTokers have a fake background behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it
like,
does look. I didn't pick up on that until you said that. That's exactly what it looks like. Yeah.
Like to me, like I saw that and I was just like, this is like, I don't know, man. Like it's not doing it for me.
Yeah.
I feel like just as detached from their world as they are in that panel.
Now those foundations are gone. Sorry.
So like, you know, art-wise, yeah, like the art just wasn't really doing it for me. What kept me going was the development of the story. I am interested story-wise to know like what happened to this astronaut and where the foul play is.
Here's their like. This is what. As soon as they made this big reveal about, what's his friend's name? Marshall, right? About Marshall being a priest. It was like. That's okay. I don't need. He's a priest, and he said anything. I'm like, oh, big reveal. Oh, you know, it's like, come on, guys. That was your big reveal on this page, and it was just more about him being an addict, which I get. You know, what I'm saying, I'm not knocking the you know that character aspect of him, but it's just so long, dude. Like it could have been. I want to see some story, man. Like I get that what they're doing is putting this in his character, but they're doing it with such longevity. They're so, you know, there's this thing called brevity, you know what I mean?
What the hell, bro?
And you could take these pages and add more to the story. So when this guy, like the guy at the end is dumping that stuff out, like they don't even allude to who that might be. Like you've seen The Thing, right? The original Thing?
Yeah.
One of the greatest movies ever made. If you haven't seen it, guys, go see The Thing. Amazing movie, okay? So in the scene where...
Graphic.
in the scene where there's... I can't remember the guys' names. Again, guys, I'm terrible with names, but there's two guys with the curly hair. One's the old fat guy, Wilford Brimley. Who knows? I don't know. And then the skinnier guy, right? And they both have curly hair. So you see... the shadow of a guy with curly hair getting changed into the Thing, right? In this one quick scene, and you see who you think it might be, but there's two guys with curly hair, and I can't even think of one of my favorite movies. I can't even think of the director right now. But anyway, he specifically cast a different person with curly hair for that shadow, so that you couldn't pinpoint either one of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but this is just a flat shadow. You can't, like, is it the captain? Is it that chick? Like, even just give us something like you might have two different people, but you could be anybody on the ship. And we've only met like 3 people on the ship. So it really is like, okay, it could be anybody. All right. So there's the big reveal at the end of the book, you know? Okay. So book 2 now. I just thought it was just anticlimactic.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it didn't seem anticlimactic to me because, like, at this point, yeah, the fact that it can be anybody on the ship, like, to me, it's just like, damn, it could be anybody on that ship, you know, like. So that, and then, you know, not only that, but of course, like, with my background, I also like know that what is gonna ensue if they do this right. What is gonna ensue is withdrawals, like watching Simon's character go through withdrawals. That's gonna be interesting, you know, going into issue 2.
Well, you think so?
Yeah, that's just
what you're
my
hoping.
humble opinion. Yeah.
When you open the cover to book 2, that's what you're looking for. But I mean, a lot of time, I don't know, man. I guess that's gonna have to be something, but I don't know.
But I don't know. The thing is, like I said, what did it for me, like the story kept me going. I was interested in the story. It's just the art wasn't doing it for me. The visual storytelling was good.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it
what I
was easy to follow.
Yeah.
It flowed really nice, but the art style, like the decision of, using that art style, which is so rendered out, and that's good for certain panels. Like for example, that 2-page spread of the ship, Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
That was good because the art style that they chose really suited that particular shot. But again, going back to page 9, is like you could tell how there, in their everyday world, it wasn't really always the best option, especially with their facial expressions. I felt that a lot of their characters just had this like dead eye look, I mean, if you look at, what is it, page 25, there she is screaming at him. Like when you furrow your eyebrows, it crinkles your nose, there's wrinkles, there's no, not laugh lines in this case, but there's like folds on the skin that happen stretching, and I didn't get any of that with these shots. But it's because they were, you could tell, I mean, they rendered the hell out of it. In the other 2 panels, you could see like his nose, the planes of his nose are beautiful, but his expression is just kind of dead, and so is hers. It's like it's lacking.
Even in this, she's standing there screaming, and then the very next panel you see her. Well, not the next panel, but the next panel when you see her, she's just this complete. She looks like a mannequin with makeup on. Just like, you were just screaming in this dude's face, or what I'm saying, and now you're just like, it's weird. The next page, she looks like she's wearing pantsuit / gi. Like, is in this shot, looks like she's posing for Balenciaga or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This took up how many pages of this conversation between these two? Lord, 3. And then he has this flashback that, I mean, damn, dude, he got shot in the heart, both lungs, like.
Yeah, like the thing is like when they said it, I thought he shot him once, like that's understandable. He got mad, shot him once. This guy looks like he was emptying an entire clip on this guy.
Pretty sure he said 4 times. The guy shot him 4 times. I mean, I only see 3, but damn, those 3 right there, that would have done it.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be the end of it. Like, this guy wouldn't be investigating shit but his own murder as a ghost.
Piss off, ghost!
Right.
Yeah, my favorite shot is that of Hadrian's Wall. This ship doesn't, I'm not sure how big this ship is. You know what I mean? Like these windows right here, like how big are those things? Can someone stand there and look out of them? Because if it is, that's not a very big ship. There's probably 20 people on that ship tops.
Right, that's quite possible.
You think it looks like a pretty big ship until you look at these windows right here.
Yeah, I mean, like, to me it seemed like a pretty big ship.
Yeah, I mean, it does. So you look at those windows right there. like if that's the bridge, let's say.
I mean, it makes more sense for it to be like the cockpit.
Those are some pretty big windows for how big I was imagining that ship. Like the size I was imagining that ship, one of those little holes down there at the bottom of it could have been its docking bay or something for a smaller ship. You know what I mean? That's how big I see the ship. But if that's the bridge, then it can't be. That'd be the biggest bridge ever. I mean, that's bigger than a Star Destroyer's bridge. Them things are pretty fucking big, bro.
Yeah.
Like you can fit like 100 fucking Star Troopers on a Star Destroyer bridge. I know, nerds, you probably can't. Empire Strikes Back shit.
Oh, come on, man. You're not helping your case, man.
Yeah, I know, right? It's cool to be a nerd, man. I'm a nerd. Just don't be a dork. The dorks will deny that they're nerds. That's what makes dorks is when you deny that you're a nerd. I am a nerd. I'm not a nerd, so I'm not a dork. I used to be a dork, but I'm not a dork anymore. What are you, Christian?
Uh,
a nerd or a geek?
no, I'm definitely more of a nerd.
Nerd. A geek
Yeah.
geeks out on one thing specifically.
What's that?
Anything like Pokemon, math, chess. Like you're a chess.
Oh, okay. You mean like
You're this geek, you're that geek, you know. But geeks can be a dork if they deny they're a geek. So you're only a dork if you deny what you are, and you could be a dork for anything. Like you could be if you're a thief, and you'd be like, I ain't no thief, dork.
dark. I guess that makes sense.
It's science.
That was pretty much all I had to say about the comic. I mean, you know, it's just, I like the story. I did not like the art. The world building was pretty okay in spite of the lacking of the art. Like, because even that shot of Seattle that you said, like personally, I didn't. You know, it looked like a metallic Seattle. You know, like there wasn't like a whole lot of detail in there to like really say that like it was so advanced or anything like that. You know, because this takes place on the 2085.
And I was supposed to say it is 2085, and all they have is these umbrellas that I've seen on Amazon. Like, I mean, I guess it looks like any other shot, but it wasn't, you know, bad. I enjoyed it for about 6 to 8 seconds. Even though I did like the art in the spacesuit, I did expect to see a lot more blood. I mean, frankly, if you were ever to depict something like this, Christian, I think it should be like that suit should be crushed against his skin. Like all the air, because he's in a vacuum, all the air has been sucked out of that suit. So it is like, right? And that compression has pushed all the juices and loose stuff out of his esophagus and out into space. And it wouldn't just glob around, you know what I mean? I mean, this is physics, man. That's a lot of pressure coming out of that suit when that thing explodes in space. So when it comes out,
Come on, man.
when it comes out, those glass shards should be like whatever the velocity would be when it busts. That glass should be shooting away the blood and guts or whatever. It should be soaring through space until, you know what I mean? I mean Newton's law, right?
Right.
So though that would be pretty gross, I mean it would be fairly accurate and something that hasn't been depicted yet. I mean, I think it would look crazy to have that suit just vacuum packed against his body to the point where it's like squished him up, you know, maybe even contorted his limbs and shit, and it's like blah.
It sounds like what you wanted to see was like the human form of a ketchup packet.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, isn't it that, you know?
Let's stop there.
I don't believe you, man. I don't believe that you like this comic because I'm tearing it a new one and you're not defending it at all.
I mean, the thing is that like you know, okay, sure, I could make a case for it, but it's just like I'm also not saying this is the best comic I've ever read. It's just that the story was intriguing to me.
So you would read the next? You'd read the next issue?
Personally, yeah, I'd read the second volume, you know, and see if I could put up with the art there, you know. But I mean, the story, it was fascinating to me. I thought it left me wanting to see what happens next, which is really the ultimate decision maker there. You know, like, do I want to continue? And the answer is yes. I also wouldn't go out of my way to go buy like
a bow knife. Yeah. Someone said,
if it came across me,
like, oh, okay, shit, I'll read it.
Yeah. If it came across me again the way it did this time, then sure, you know, I'd do it. Why not? But I'm not gonna go out of my way to like go to a comic book store and buy this comic, and it's just not doing it for me like that.
Yeah. So there's your 4 out of 10 rating right there. Yeah. not worth purchasing. And to be clear, we got these out of boxes of random comics. So we don't know what we're gonna get. We just flip through the art. We don't read it or anything. We just we let the art draw us into the story. So that's what's great. That's what I love about comics. You know what I mean? no one goes to a comic book to read the story. Or to go to a comic book store looking for stories to read. They go for the art. It's the art that draws you in to read that storyline. So that's what we do here. We flip through, see what draws our eye in, and that's what we review. Also, before we go, I want to say I am making a big move to Florida, and that's why I'm in my garage. My office is all just torn apart, and we're just getting ready to make a big move. And Christian and I are going to be sharing a studio together, so we'll be in the same room most of the time, God willing, for each show. So just give us some time and just these little temporary backgrounds, man. We just love doing the show. We love talking about comics by ourselves, so we just thought, what the hell, man? We'll get on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing. But just give us a little bit more time, and we'll have a nicer setup once I get moved down there. He just had a baby. I don't know if you want me to tell everybody that, but hey.
Oh, yeah.
Just had a beautiful baby named Sienna. Congratulations, man. Number 4. This guy's having him right here, man. I'm going to send you a box of condoms.
Man, I'm closing off shop after this one.
Yeah, man. Congratulations to both of you guys, man. That's amazing. Having them babies, awesome.
Yeah, thanks,
Anyway, closing. I'm not gonna buy the comic. He's not gonna buy the comic. It was you know what I mean? Like, whatever. And I guess we will see you guys next time.
All right, guys.
In the bag.
In the bag.